At your service this half hour is what we like to call the Catania Chronicles with Sam Catania of Sam Catania Painting. And always interesting guests. Sam, you managed to round up people that really are worth talking to, which, I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. I really don't.
I mean, between painting and being at the gym and everything else you do.
I don't understand why they like me.
I get that feeling. I understand that, too. I feel that way a lot.
Catania Chronicles number 15. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because they have some interesting titles.
Dave, you go first.
All right, first. Well, Sam just roped us in off the street here this morning.
He does that.
Dave Tamulonis, Events and Marketing Manager, Erie Downtown Partnership.
He's commonly known as Downtown Dave.
Downtown Dave.
Dave.
I'm Aaron Loncki. I work in the city in marketing and do some things like Celebrate Erie and a few other concert series as well. So
yeah,
and I'm glad I screwed up your last name. I am.
How's
it feel?
It feels natural. Everyone always screws it up.
In my contacts, I even backed it up on Facebook, and then he texts me and says, "Dude, my last name's spelled wrong."
Yeah,
really? I've been doing that. I've been
it's
doing
only
that
6
all
letters.
my life.
It's one of those names. It's easy to say. But there could be different ways of spelling it.
Yeah,
it's only 7 letters.
It's the Polish piece of it.
I mean,
it's
people pronounce mine Smith. I mean, how do you get
the Smith Chronicles?
All the names. Oh yeah, I've been dealing with this since high school, so don't feel bad.
Well, thanks.
I'm actually glad you fit in now.
I feel accepted. That's good.
All the crazy commercials we do about our last name and kids butchering it. People still can't figure it out. Catania is not that hard.
No, it's not.
And you wouldn't believe some of the spellings
and
3
syllables
we get.
It's 3 syllables.
Yeah. I mean, I could understand.
Yeah, my name gets messed up all the time.
That's what we call you, Downtown Dave. It's just much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the mayor's teleprompter at one of the first mayor's press conferences I did.
So
it's Downtown Dave because Frank didn't want to spell my name.
Yeah. Downtown Dave is so busy that he has to check out early. So we're going to let him get everything off his chest.
Yeah.
Everything off his plate. Go.
We got a big summer coming up here. Big summer. We got something almost every day here downtown. Sundays, we're going to start our farmers markets on June 26th. That's 10 to 2 in Perry Square. On Mondays, we have 2 free fitness classes. A morning class at 6:30 in Perry Square.
AC, I signed you up.
Morning class, 6:30.
You know I'm working at that time. That's my excuse.
We'll come by. We'll wave as we're jogging around downtown.
It'll be like Animal Crossing. I'll look through the window and exercise with you.
Let me guess. You're going to be sick.
No, I'm working.
Okay.
I'm probably also sick.
Go on.
So the fitness classes have been great. We work with an instructor who teaches at Gannon, Caitlin Falk. She puts together a really interesting, fun, exciting class. And then there's an evening class, 6:30 p.m. in Griswold Park. On Tuesdays, we have a walking group, lunchtime walking group at noon in Perry Square.
That's me right there.
That's you right there.
We're actually looking for, it's called our lunchtime walk and talk series. We're looking for people to lead us in a discussion as we walk around Perry Square at lunch.
You can do both. You can walk and talk.
I'm more of a walker and listener at that point.
Yeah, Sam, I think you should be the talking one, and then
you could easily
AC can walk.
Talk.
Yeah.
Sam would be like a block and a half in front of us. Anyway, guys.
It's so true.
Okay.
My lodge just talk about AC the whole time.
You could.
Why not?
If you find it that interesting.
So Wednesdays, we're bringing back free yoga classes. We do a morning class, 6:30 a.m. down at Dobbins Landing, right on the upper walkway thing where the mural is by the tower. Great class. We always get a great turnout. I can't believe how many people show up to that because it's so early. But then we also have an afternoon class in Perry Square, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. And then every Thursday this summer, starting June 16th, we'll have a concert series in Perry Square featuring a local band. So our first one is going to be Gem City Jazz Ensemble.
Love them.
We're going to be...
Did that replace, like, the old block parties?
Yeah, so we used to do block parties, Erie Downtown Partnership, and for a number of reasons, both, just insurance, it was getting difficult to provide security, the city was pressuring us to not close the streets, and just in general, it would bounce around. People would be asking, where is it this week? Where is it this week? And as the Business Improvement District, it wouldn't really benefit as many businesses it would just benefit whoever was right in front of the block party.
That's very true.
So we, even before COVID, we're looking at retooling our events and activation. And, we used to do maybe a dozen events a year, a couple block parties, and then the tree lighting. This year, we're slated to do about 150 individual events.
I'm glad he brought that up. My next question, I was waiting for him to take a breath. My next question was how many events?
Yeah. So we have, like I said, something almost every day. We're actually able to do more concerts this summer because Perry Square is set up to, handle a concert. You go in, set up at the bandstand.
It's kind of plug and play right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much easier than the setup for the block parties. It's easier to insure, easier to control the alcohol consumption in the park. And people in general, if they're coming to the park, they're going to be a little more chill. They sit on a blanket, they sit on a chair. But it's still great bands. We have, I don't have the list in front of me, but we have like Funkademic, we have Smilo and the Ghost, we have tons of great local bands playing this summer. We're bringing polka back. We had a polka event last year that was a big hit. The Holy Toledo Jam Band is coming in from Toledo, Ohio. They were just at the Falcons, or the guy's other band was just the Falcons.
Polish Falcons, yeah.
Did a great job. So, yeah, every Thursday except for the week of Celebrate Erie, there will be a concert in Perry Square through mid-September.
Yeah, I love to hear what you're talking about here because, when you go to, Toronto or you go to Seattle or whatever, you're always seeing people utilize the city. They're doing Tai Chi and they've got farmers markets and they've got street musicians and there's always things happening. And for a long time, we sort of didn't have that in Erie, or it wasn't part of a thing. And I'm not surprised that the yoga classes really took off because that's what people want to do. Well, we have nice weather. They want to get out. They want to, live in the city and, actually participate in, in stuff downtown rather than just go to work and come home.
Yeah, and a lot of the events that we do now were informed by surveys and outreach that we did, like asking people in downtown who live and work in downtown, what do you want to see in your park? What do you want to see in the public spaces? Asking people in the adjacent neighborhoods who could walk to events, like what would you like to see? How would you like to see this space activated? And a lot of the things that we do now are informed by those surveys that we did during COVID when we weren't able to hold events. So it's been really nice to bring something that's community informed, community focused to Perry Square, and that's just some of the events. We have a huge summer kickoff event that we're actually doing with EMTA that'll be more of a quote-unquote block party.
Yes.
Over on 14th Street called 14th Fest. It's going to feature C. Brown Experience and The Groove.
I've never
Jesus.
had that
Well, yes. Sam is next. He's going through the wall. He's
What is this?
destroyed the microphone. Now you get to hold it for the next 19 minutes.
What is this? Come on. I've never had this happen to me.
You broke the microphone.
He got me excited.
You
I was
broke
going to
the
say,
mic-
I just got an email. I just got an email about that yesterday.
Yeah.
I was reading it. And
If you're,
I got excited.
I know you do.
What is-
We all
what
know you
is
get
this?
excited. Okay. You can find the screw and put that back together. And I'll continue. Well, maybe John will put it back together. In the meantime, I'll continue talking to Dave.
Yeah, so 14th Fest, June 14th. It's over on 14th Street, over by the MTA's new facility. It's a grand opening ceremony for the new facility, and also there's going to be food trucks. There's going to be beverages, local beers. C. Brown Experience and The Groove are performing.
Great ticket.
Amazing local bands. It's going to be a fun night, and there's going to be a fireworks display after the concert. So that we're treating this as sort of our summer kickoff event, as the first big event we're doing. That's Tuesday, June 14th, and then 2 days later, our concert series starts in Perry
But what
Square.
I love, too, even though it's a big event, it's still got that really strong local emphasis with local entertainers, local beers, local food, food trucks. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was a big thing for me when I moved to Erie for this job in 2019 was making sure that our programming is still very local, an emphasis on local original talent at our concerts, and local beers. We moved away from selling domestic beers, and now we're bringing in guys like Chris Sirianni, Lavery, and Jeff McCullough, Erie Ale Works, to sell amazing beer that's being produced here in downtown.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our how our events have sort of been reconfigured in the past couple years, and it's the last year we saw a lot of success with what we were able to do.
You can't stay focused. Can
No,
you?
Sam's over here looking like a
Trying to put the
Someone
microphone back together like a puzzle, like a
Gotta get-
children's
It
puzzle.
looks like a mind teaser, actually.
I got it. Everybody got it. Now I'm scared to touch the mic.
yeah.
I mean, come on. I do this
Yeah,
every
it's just
week.
it's just the mic flag. The mic flag. These have always been a curse, so we'll just set that aside.
I'm easily excitable. You got me. I was excited. I saw the email come through yesterday. I was excited when you mentioned that.
Yeah,
This email was very exciting. Yeah, that's.
It was. But all kidding aside, I put it I put it in the news because I think it's a cool event, and people, and that's the challenge now, as both of you guys know, is making sure people know about these things.
Yes.
The worst thing is when you look at social media the next day and you go, "Oh, I didn't know what was going on." And that's a challenge for both of you guys, is actually getting people to sit up and take notice.
Yeah, and if you want to stay tapped into what's going on downtown, like Sam said, Sam is apparently signed up for our email newsletter, which you can do by going to eriedowntown.com.
It's a very exciting newsletter. Very much so.
It is when
I
I can
always
put it out.
say, compliments to them. I always say, if they don't know, they won't show.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. We have our full calendar of summer events on our website right now, eriedowntown.com/events. You can go follow us on social media at Erie Downtown on Instagram, Erie Downtown Partnership on Facebook. We post all our events as Facebook events, so you can click it and get a notification when it's coming up. But there's plenty of ways to stay tapped in, but it is difficult, as most of our advertising is word of mouth, social media, earned media. Getting the word out is going to be a huge part of bringing people downtown this summer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I truly believe people, especially after the past couple of years, obviously, they're chomping in the bit to have stuff to do and to get out and make the most of their time. But it's, again, getting their attention, getting their eyes on what's happening. Sometimes that's not so easy. I know this from being in radio for 30 years. We can tell people about things for, a month, and they go, I didn't know that was going to happen.
And there's a fine line. There's a fine line. People don't realize when it comes to advertising, where there's a fine line between not advertising enough and advertising too much.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't
We've
want
had
to,
people.
you don't want to annoy people.
Yeah,
That's
we've
very
had
true.
people delete us on Facebook because they're annoyed by it. Then I've had customers say, "Well, I've never heard of you guys until."
Right.
Really?
I think that's
All the money
impossible.
we spent, really?
Yeah.
How do they not know Sam Catania?
Right? And that's
You
why I
mean
say-
before we started doing this show, because this
Oh, yeah.
obviously has a massive audience.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
demographics are staggering.
Yeah,
for this
they are
program.
too. They are too. Does
Literally.
anybody even listen to us?
Just the four of us.
I was going to say at least 4.
I'm listening right here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So,
Downtown Dave.
yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. Glad
Absolutely.
You
glad
checking
to
out?
communicate all of the.
You checking out on
I'll
us?
stick around for a little.
All right.
What
Okay.
Aaron has to say here.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn.
It is your turn, Aaron.
Well, we have a few things coming up from the city. There's a few different concert series that we're going to look at, including Celebrate Erie. We'll get to that in a second. But the easiest thing to start out the summer, July 3rd, fireworks down at Dock. My favorite event of the year. It takes literally 15 minutes. But it's a great show. We have Mercyhurst University sponsoring and making sure that we have a fireworks show to celebrate the Independence Day, and it's just beautiful around the tower. I mean,
What
it's
time's that scheduled for? 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. July 3rd, 10 p.m. Just come down to Dobbins. You can actually go across the bay at Presque Isle if you have a boat. Be out on the bay, anywhere along the bluffs or right in front of the tower. There's plenty of places to see the show. So, hoping for really good weather, and it's just they do something a little bit different every year. So they incorporate the tower and in front of the tower, of course. But it's going to be it's the biggest show in the area. So come on down, July 3rd at 10, and that's the start of the events that I'm doing this summer with the city. July 10th, we're going to start a new concert series. It's going to be the 814 concert series, and UPMC Health Plan was really cool and was able to fund this for us. The idea is we're going to take 6 different weeks, 6 different city parks, 3 on the east side, 3 on the west side, and we're going to put a local band there and kind of hang out for a Sunday evening. So Sundays at 6, starting July 10th, we'll be in Bayview Park. The following week, Franklin Park, Washington Park after that, Wayne Park, Baldwin Park, and then Baker Field on 814 Day, August 14th. So we have local bands at each one of these. We're going to start off with the Eilers. We'll have the Breeze Band in the series, Division Street Machine. The Groove will be in the series as well, Mambo, and then it's going to end on August 14th, 814 Day with Eric Brewer and Friends. So
there you go. Great lineup.
It's going to be a very cool local event, and the cool thing is we're trying to bring music to the neighborhoods. Dave's doing a lot of events that are going to happen downtown, which is great, but this is the first time we're going to really bring music to these different neighborhoods that might not have access to music, or it's cool to walk from your neighborhood to a park and just enjoy a show and walk home,
Plus, 814 Day was such a big success last year, putting stuff in Washington Park and Bayview and Roger Young. Like, it was cool to see those parks and the neighborhoods activated with music.
Yeah, someone was walking by Washington Park last year, and they were like, I've lived in this neighborhood for 16 years, and this is the second time I've seen anything happen in the gazebo.
Wow.
And it's such an amazing park, and it is so much space, and yeah, you have the gazebo centrally located. Like, it's a great park for stuff like that. It's a
great space for it. And, I was at Washington Park last year for that. And, we love, to have a packed Celebrate Erie. We love things like tall ships. But there's something to be said for taking your little camping chair and going down to a park and just hanging out and listening to local music.
Yeah.
There's something really appealing about that.
The easy thing, I mean, I've said a lot of dates and things. All you have to do is go to 814concerts.com, and all the information will be there for the concert series. It's just an easy website. It'll tell everything that's happening, 814concerts.com. And one of the cool things that we're actually doing before these shows at 6 p.m.
Gotta go?
Yep.
Dave's out.
We're losing him.
Dave's
He's
out.
checking out.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, as the comedians
Just
say,
so you
that's
know,
my time, ladies and
Downtown
gentlemen.
Dave can repeat 150 events in reverse order, just so you know.
He can. He's on top of it.
And Downtown Dave, just so you know, and Aaron, if you guys want to hear, listen to this again, we're running this again on Sundays after church.
Okay.
This will be run again.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's
Hey, thanks for
getting
joining.
Several kinds of gospel. Thank you, Dave. Yes, Aaron.
You're allowed to move over here if you want.
I kind of like hiding in the corner here.
Yeah.
It's nobody sees me online.
That's what I do on Rocket. It's the best seat in the house.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, 814concerts.com, all the information's there. We'll even have drum circles before the shows, so that's kind of something different. Join, hang out with the drum circle, and then go right in the show at 6 on Sunday afternoons, evenings, and so that is actually going to lead up to Celebrate Erie. So we'll have 6 weeks. We'll have the fireworks, 6 weeks of concerts, and then Celebrate Erie is coming back August 19th through the 21st.
Just going to ask the date.
So it's going to bring back a lot of the favorites that we've seen in the past. We'll have our main stage shows. We'll have the Chalk Walk. We'll have our local food and beer. It's just. I think we're so ready after 2 years to get back to that normalcy and those fun big events that we've done.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
We're excited. I mean, not only do we have fun at Celebrate Erie, it's great for the local economy. Our economic impact's about $10 million every year for Erie County. So all these vendors, all these businesses in the area that people go to, people that actually come in from out of town that stay at hotels and eat at the restaurants and shop at our local businesses, that is all part of what these events do when you have a big event. And Tall Ships will do something very similar. But Celebrate Erie is coming back, and we are super excited to have. I honestly forgot how much work it was to plan after not having it for 2 years,
that's
but
a lot.
It's going to come together, I promise.
What day does that start? Is that a Thursday?
It's going to be a Friday, August 19th, so Friday through Sunday.
Yeah,
all right.
Which is perfect. And
nice.
What I like about Celebrate too is it's become such a walkable event, and so many things to just walk around and do, and not just even though it's great to have the main stage performers, that's not the major percentage of the event. It's just another part of the event. There's a lot of other things to do and enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have, if you're parents, grandparents, bring your kids down. There's going to be a great family district around the fountain at Perry Square. We'll have the local food on the west side of Perry Square. Of course, local bands on the Perry Square stage. We'll have we're going to have 5 local stages with local entertainment.
That's awesome.
And they're going to be spread throughout the event. We'll have a really cool marketplace that you can check out local vendors, see what local businesses are in town, and learn more about what's produced, made, or sold here in Erie. So that's kind of a really cool spot that you can mingle. And one of the cool things that I saw last time when we did it in 2019 is people just running into other people that they knew that they hadn't seen for a while, or they got to see this summer, and that was just cool to see conversations. People stayed for an average of 4 hours at Celebrate Erie, and that could be a repeat visitor throughout the weekend. But that's what we wanted to do: have people hang out, have people have fun, and enjoy it.
Once again, tell them how they can find the lineup.
So the lineup is coming soon. It's going to be at celebrateerie.com. We are almost there, so we're ready to announce this month. I'm working on one more contract so we can get that done, but I am working as fast as I can to get that headliner lineup down. So I want to announce just as much as you guys want to know who it is. So, but we'll have main stage. We're going to have rock on Friday night. We'll have hip hop, R&B on Saturday, and Sunday will be our annual country night. So there are some cool acts that we have in process, and I'm excited. We'll have a news conference coming up very, very soon.
Yeah.
And Downtown Dave and Aaron are both scheduled again to join us on Wednesday, August 3rd at 9:30.
We're going to have way more information then.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
I'll have them on sooner if we have a cancellation.
Yeah.
If you guys can fit me into your schedule.
Of course. Of course. Anything for you, Sam.
I think people need to really realize, though, and it's hard for people who are outside of media or city planning or events. Getting those contracts together is a laborious process. And I think people are like, well, how come they don't have the lineup yet? It is a long process.
It is, and sometimes things just don't work out with who you want, and sometimes things happen at the last minute when everything's looking good for booking a band, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we can't do it. We're playing in a city close by like Buffalo, or hey, we can't do it because the price isn't right. So we work with our sponsors, and Highmark and AHN St. Vincent have been awesome for years, making sure that this event happens in a big way, and we have so many sponsors that basically all the entertainment and the programming for Celebrate Erie comes from sponsors and grants. We don't put city taxpayer money into the entertainment, into the programming.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
So yeah, we do use city services. I mean, Public Works help us out, police help us out, but as far as the entertainment, all these main stage shows, all these local artists, all these activities that we do, all sponsors and grants.
But you also know, Aaron, that until you announce, you're not going to have a moment's peace. I mean, your life when you walk down the street must be pretty rough right now, because it's, well, who is it? You can tell me.
I usually wear those glasses with the mustache, so people don't recognize me. I take my city name tag off so people don't ask questions.
I love it.
It's probably a good idea, because everybody, I guess it's good that everybody is so excited and ready to go. I'm sure this will be a big breath of relief. Celebrate Erie, we're finally back out.
And what people don't realize is, on your behalf and Downtown Dave, you have all these events set up, but people don't realize you have to have a plan B ready to go.
Yeah.
That's true.
You have to, because there are the cancellations and all the other unforeseen things.
Yeah, so for Celebrate Erie, it's a rain or shine event. All these that we're doing are rain or shine. So we luck out with good weather. There have been times in the past where Celebrate Erie had a thunderstorm roll in and we couldn't finish a show years ago. But we've had pretty good luck. And the cool thing about the events is you always plan for them happening and them happening in the way that you intend and perfectly, but when you get to the actual event, you just got to adapt. You can't control weather, you can't control certain situations, and the show must go on. So we do everything we can to make that happen.
We know that feeling in the studio when the microphones fall apart.
Hey, wait.
The show must go on.
How often does that happen?
Never.
Well, more than you think. I'll tell you that much.
Like, really?
More than you think. We don't all have the.
We have to assemble this correctly.
Yeah, we don't all have the gentle touch of Scott Bremner. He's
Right.
never destroyed a microphone. The rest of us have. He's a very gentle man. We're just about out of time,
We
gentlemen.
are.
So
We are.
We've covered a lot.
we did okay.
Yeah.
We did.
There's a lot out there for Erie this summer, and this is really our comeback summer for so many events and so many things to do.
Right.
So thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Sam, we are done. Thank you, sir.
Till next time.